Welcome out, ladies and gentlemen, to this RGL Highlander Season 15 Playoffs Round 1 match between Froggieland and Fast Fourth. I am Zagron, joined by Voxday to my side, and Dolphin behind the camera as always. Voxday, how you doing this Monday evening?
Yeah, I'm doing great. We've seen quite a lot of Highlander action over the course of the season, and I'm just excited to watch it reach its peak over the next couple weeks.
Yep, and hopefully this is a good start to this. It is going to be the 2 versus 3 seed right now. Fast Fourth locking in that second seed. Froggieland narrowly getting that 3 seed after last week. So these two teams coming in, we kind of knew this would be the 2 versus 3 matchup, the contended playoff round 1 match, hopefully, because round 1 on the other side is going to be that Team Fun versus Blinky match. And let's just say that Blinky let Triple Caw through, so they don't have 2 high hopes for that one. So hopefully this match gives us some excitement. We got one payload and 2 Koth, with 1 Koth being the tiebreaker, so at least one of each game type here tonight.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I mean, obviously we've seen these teams play. They've been casted at different times, and I believe even their match on product may have been casted. So seeing it coming out as the first map, not too surprising. But I'm gonna guess Froggieland are looking for a little bit of a different outcome this time around.
I checked the match history earlier, and these two teams played on Asheville. And in that match, Fast Fourth 4-1 Froggy, and that's why Froggy probably threw out the ban instantly on Asheville. They said we don't want to play it. We'd prefer to stay off Koth if we can. Fast Fourth respond with a steel ban, makes sense. A wildcard map on your non-preferred game type, get that out of there. Fast Fourth pick their product, they get their Koth. Froggy respond with Vigil, which I think is probably the best map they could have picked for themselves. Swiftwater ban, and then between Proot and what's the other map they could have picked here?
I'm trying to think.
Upward, I think. I don't remember casting Upward match season, but if it is Upward, then Proot or Upward. Fast Fourth, they're going to take the Koth every time, so that's why Proot is that decider.
Upward is correct. Good call. Yeah.
Oh, Eruption, wasn't it? It's Eruption.
Eruption
Yeah.
and Upward was.
I was gone for Eruption, so I forgot that we played it, but I did test it, so I should have remembered. But either way, they just chose the Koth, so yeah, it was always going to be the Koth pick.
Yeah, I mean, very interesting to see exactly how it'll come down on product. I mean, I do think it most likely does favor Fast Fourth coming into it, which of course is why they've picked into it. I mean, there's only so much you can do with your bans if you're Froggy. You can't get rid of all the Koth maps to go in, but I think Vigil, should be interesting as well. I think that's really what it comes down to. You never want to think that you're going to start the series down 0-1, but Vigil is where you're really going to try to push to get into a third map.
Yep, and we're going to run down the rosters real quick. On Fast Fourth is going to be Blank on Scout, Ether on Soldier, Melon on Pyro, DT on Demoman, Poseidon on Heavy, Rebel on Engineer, Toy on Medic, Mujet on Sniper, and Jay-Z on Spy.
And for Froggieland, we've got Technoma on Scout, Catalyst on Soldier, Pyrrhus on Pyro, Johnny from Cali on Demo, Moist is on Heavy, X is the Engineer, Rogue the Medic, the SAR sniping, and Construed is the Spy.
Yeah, and I do want to talk briefly about how these teams match up and what to expect out of them in just a second, but we do have a lot in the server, and we do have an announcement. We mentioned last week was the last week to buy the previous set of RGL merch. We do have a whole new set of RGL merchandise available for purchase. This is the first week they are out, so if you want to take a look at them early, you can see all the designs here on screen. We got a lot of new cool designs from our in-house graphics team. All the proceeds do go to helping RGL run as a league. They go to paying that graphics team and helping to pay us on production as well as the admins. So if you're looking to support TF2, check out some of these designs. We got some really cool ones. The psychedelic scattergun is interesting. We got some stickers as well in the bottom right, 2 designs. What's your favorite here, Vox, that you're looking at?
I mean, in kind of a similar vein where I like the frog from the last run of designs, I like the spy crab. I have a little spy crab plush from when Valve, put them out. So big fan of the idea. So I like the design of that one. That one calls to me for sure. How about you?
Personally, I actually like the stylized map ones with 2 Fort and Sweden. Sweden's not a map that gets a lot of love, but it's a very good map design-wise. Not just saying that because I'm a weeb, but I like how they look. I like how they are intricate enough to mean a lot, but at the same time, it's you won't really get the full understanding of it unless you pay attention to it, and most people won't. So it kind of passes the whole nerd attire check.
I can respect that. I definitely do think Sweden is a very pretty map, even if personally I don't enjoy playing it all too much. It is such a nice map to look at, and you know, of course, there's the two fort design, so there's little something for everyone. We got Sweden in there, and we got two fort for the you know, everyone spent at least a good couple 100 hours on two fort, I think.
Yep, and again, you can check out the RGL merch store for all these new designs. Again, this is the first week they are out. They will be here for a bit longer, but if you want to get them early and start repping RGL, check out these designs on our shop. Again, all proceeds go to helping out the league, so thank you for that. And without further ado, we do have 18 in the server, a couple in spectator right now, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about kind of expectations for these two teams. I did mention that Fast Fourth got their double cough. You know, they did 4-1 on Asheville earlier in the season, and it just feels like they're going to be the stronger COD team overall. You mentioned not wanting to say out loud that a team is going to start down 0-1 in a series, but the reality is sometimes that's just going to be the case. And I feel like that's one of those cases where if Froggy do put up more than, I'd say, 2 rounds on product, I'd be very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty fair assessment of how things might end up going. I mean, just Fast Fourth has such a strong team, and especially, you know, the sniper has such power, obviously, on every map in Highlander, but especially Koth maps too. So Mujet with the high ping. You know, I want to see kind of how the SAR is gonna contest that. It's difficult. We've seen Mujet be one of the top snipers despite that ping, and in fact using that ping I think to an advantage a lot, would say, and it just makes it such a different game when you constantly have to worry about sight lines.
Yeah, and it is product, so snipers are just going to be dominating. The sniper that goes on the 10 kill streak will probably be winning their team at least 1, if not more rounds, so there is that to look out for. In another vein, I actually want to take a look at the Soldier matchup, because Soldier on product is a class where it's like they can have insane amount of impact. We've seen, especially in the season where Demento played Soldier, just knowing the timings and knowing like where you should land and shoot your rockets on Soldier, you can instant win fights for your team. There's just so much that class can do with its mobility. And I think that Catalyst versus Ether is a pretty interesting matchup, because both these soldiers are like, I'd say they've come into their own as Highlander soldiers, because we know that Ether played a lot of 6s. Catalyst has been playing Highlander for a long time, but I feel like both these soldiers are able to have a lot of impact on their day. But at the same time, we've seen Pyros and Scouts just be able to float them out of the air, and they won't have the best game all the time, you know?
No, that's a fair point. I mean, the flank can do so much on this map. I played plenty of matches, both on the positive side and the negative side of when, you know, the Scout, NG, Soldier all seem to be playing in perfect harmony, really owning concrete, really being aggressive, pushing forward when needed. That you know, Soldiers can have such an impact. And even if this is not a map like, you know, Asheville, where the Scout, I feel, really is just probably the best Koth map, I think, personally, as Scout. Whenever everything is clicking for you, if you can run in, you've got some damage coming out from your Soldier, your Scout's hitting his shots, the NG is followed up too, it can really just, everything continues to snowball.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing I kind of want to look at is the medic matchup here, Rogue versus Toy. I think both medics are very good. They're two of the best medics we have in Invite, but they are both prone to their moments, you know, where like we can see disaster can strike, and on a map like Product, it is not easy to play medic, especially with those aforementioned soldiers, you know, always landing on your head, bunch of classes just looking to focus you, that sniper sound to be constantly aware of. So I think that while the combo and just overall the team of Fast Fourth is favored, I feel like good medic play from Rogue can help buy their combo some time in fights, because I think Uber Exchanges have the potential to at least go even. And if your medic can like build faster, flash better, just do a better job overall getting heals out, Project's a map that can get turned by that.
Yeah, I think that's a really fair point. The medics, like you said, both are prone to their moments. It's never fun when you're watching on the broadcast and all of a sudden you just like, you know, it's just one different decision could have changed the entire thing. Especially too, like you said, people are going to be continually bombing over the top. I don't expect a lot of life to be living here, but I guess we'll have to see as the game is getting ready to start. So our first match of these playoffs are getting ready to kick off.
Yep, it is going to be Froggieland on that red side, fast fourth on blue. We'll see how the mid fight's going to go. Big jump from Johnny getting onto that Japan bridge. He is faster than DT for now, trying to lay down some spam onto the early classes coming through that choke. Toy takes a lot of damage. Toy's going to revolver down. Toy's almost dead, and Toy is dead. Early ball from Catalyst doubles up onto DT. A explosive mid coming through from Froggy. Toy just walked into so much spam there, and that should be just an easy mid for Froggy. But Rogue, 2-4-4, Blank runs in and 3 shots him with a scatter gun, playing with his back on that forward rock. That's a very big mistake from Rogue. The mid fight's going to devolve into chaos after that. J-Eazy gets a couple stabs, gets a kill into Johnny. Will get chased back for now. First cap going to go in favor of Froggy, but without enough players, they're going to lose it right after.
Yeah, Ether was still behind enemy lines, bombs in, takes down SAR, and I think, was that the heavy on the point as well? Not entirely sure, but yeah, they only get 8 seconds of cap, and even though Toy goes down early, the fact that Rogue goes down so late, it just compounds the issue. So now Toy is building at over 30% ad, and well, I'm kind of interested to see how fast forth they're going to play this. It looks like everyone right now is over on concrete, but they got to be careful because Toy can absolutely get caught out there.
Yeah, and there's Mujet sniping from his opponent's concrete. Gets the pick onto SAR. SBS win going in his favor, the first of the match, and maybe more to come. It will be a concrete rollout coming from Froggy here, trying to clear out this space, push them back, but Toy is up on that Uber charge, 15% ad right now. We'll see if they want to use aggressively, and they are going to try to walk forward into the house. They get the pick onto Construe, not that big of a pick to work off of, and now Rogue will have Uber coming up. They do have J-Eazy in the backline spawning this out, so they're going to be ready for the exchange in a second, but Melon goes down early. No Pyro available to reflect it as Ubers get traded.
Yeah, and now just a little bit of stalemate. Good flashes coming out from Toy, making sure everybody is staying alive. So now it's just a straight DM fight. Who can heal better? Who can get the picks?
Again lands on Toy's head on the rock. He has 2 med picks already in this match, and with that, there's just going to be a lot of presence for. Watch out though, J-Eazy falling for the med pick, doesn't find it. Rogue surfs onto the concrete. He does get shotgunned down by Rebel Engineer, getting that medic pick. Sack onto Rogue goes very well, and tons of players are dying. The sack goes through from the side of fourth. They get all the kills they need to maintain control.
I think J-Eazy was called, and then Rogue is running away at the same time. Ether bombs over top and just floating in the air. Just an easy shot for Rebel to finish up because he was already pretty low health. And it's a bummer because, you know, Froggy do get the point, but it's the same exact thing right after it goes back in the favor of fast fourth. So only 25 seconds between 2 caps for Froggies.
Yeah, they're going to try to walk out onto this while neither Met has Uber. A lot of damage being taken by Johnny, and he will get body shot down, taken down by Mujet. Blank on a 6K, meanwhile, going to take down Construct in the back lines. Now looking to walk forward. Moist does have a lot of room in this connector area alongside the mini sentry from Exa. They do have concrete control, so they are able to kind of work with it. SAR going to be back up, looking for an angle from pocket. Any pick you can find. Huge DT sacking in to try and get. They're going to Uber on him. They Ubered onto SAR. That's a solo, but in the back line, Rogue just gets jumped on again. Ether takes him down. Rogue has been dying on repeat this round.
Yeah, Ether, really the soldiers, because we've called it out twice from Catalyst, and now Ether as well, just continuing to be a nuisance. And I don't know if Pyrrhus needs to really make sure, someone's got to make sure they're watching for these bombs. And I know it can be really hard with so many things going on, but like we said, the medics end up being such a crucial part of this. And if one medic had been you know, playing a little bit better, we don't know exactly what this would look like.
Construct going for a pick early onto DT, and he finds it. In the meantime, the Blank gets his 8th and 9th kills of the life. Going to be killing Moist and Exa, so tons of numbers in favor of Fast Fourth here. Even though they are down a demo, it does not matter. They got the Wrangled Mini, they got the Sniper on the rock. It is too hard for Froggy to approach here. They have to try. 4 seconds left on the clock. Uber though for Toy, gonna be at Melon, gonna get that pop, gonna help deny with the help of Blank, chasing down some kills. Rogue, another death just to top it off. Air blast off the point, and that is gonna be round 1 going in favor of Fast Fourth.
Yep, those all count for the logs just the same, and you know, yeah, 1 extra med death. I think Rogue on 4 and Toy on 2, so not a great start.
Blank is on 22 kills as well right now. Blank's kind of just farming. He was like a 10K by the end of that round. So Scout
22 points or kills?
22 points,
okay.
But I would say he definitely has at least 10 kills because he had that kill streak at the end, so doing tons of work already. Johnny taking low on this mid, needs to get some heals at the early bomb over the top, going to be trying to look for that sniper. Pyrus and Technomo have dropped in the meantime. Ether does find his man in the back line. A connector push from Froggy has bought them some space. They're going to Poseidon, bomb on top of Melon! Hits an amazing reflect onto Catalyst to deny that med pick and keep her med alive. Toy up on 50 HP. They're going to get the mid, and they're going to get full Uber ad.
Yeah, Jay was the one. He rifled down Rogue on that one. So, yeah, that's a huge Uber ad. Point already gets captured. It's a better start even for this round for Fast Fourth, and they just look like they want to keep this momentum going. It's actually Rebel right now on Cliff. He does go down. Sorry, getting a headshot onto him there, and I don't know. This is a tough one to break. Again, another concrete hold for Fast Fourth. Toy could be in a tricky spot, but right now just sitting protected as Froggies decide how they're going to push into this.
Yeah, Moist walking into a bunch of players right now. He's going to be able to call it out. As Sar wins a big SVS onto Mujat to open things up. They're going to try to collapse in through Japan here, and they pick up Jay-Easy. Moist has gone down, but they trade for Poseidon and Lease. It's going to be an Uber forward from the side of Toy. Going to try and get some players, get some picks, and get them all out alive for now. They do get a few, but going to have to back out as they are down 1 overall with the longer spawns. It is going to be Sar dropping down onto the rock, looking to find an angle. Almost finds a shot, gets Ether. It is a decent enough pick early on. Now they're going to be able to take this capture.
Yep, just continuing to keep on the pressure. They do manage. Time 6. Jay-Easy gonna jump in! Oh no! Gets the backstab onto Rogue. I thought for sure someone was gonna spot that out, but instead, Fast Fourth just needs to regroup, and this point should be theirs in not very long.
Yeah, that's such a bad spot to let your medic get backstab. There's no pressure coming in. You've gotten like 4 picks. The other team is full out. All you have to be aware of is the spy, and the spy makes his way in. Jay-Z finds that drop and swings all momentum back in favor of Fast Fourth. Toy now up on like a 60% ad. They're gonna be able to walk forward here. X's mini goes down. Ether does some damage, jumps back. Sar is dead. Jay-Z finding another man on his respawn, and with that point gonna get flipped back in favor of Fast Fourth.
Yeah, Jay-Easy just being a complete nuisance. I don't know. This is going to be a tough one to break because Fast Fourth sitting at 100%. Maybe we'll see a bomb kind of come out or just something to sack onto the med, a little bit of damage.
Headshot to Technomo, and he just gets killed by a mini. Immediately, just no scout able to pressure out. Uber gets popped out, and they do get Rogue again, just chased down. Blank has been a menace this entire map so far. And with Rogue dead, there's going to be no Uber home. Air Blast, Melon just double denies Catalyst. He can't find his medic pick at all. And with that, they're going to stay safe. Toiler taken over by Johnny. Jump in from the Pyro. Pyrus gets the med pick of anyone, and they are going to at least trade back and get the capture. A minute in the hole, but with Uber added, it's still within the realm of possibility for Froggy.
Absolutely, but they gotta pretty much be perfect from here on out. There's very little room for error because you lose the point and another 30-45 seconds even tick off the clock for Fast Fourth. You can pretty much start writing the story from there. So Froggy, they gotta make sure everything has to center around Rogue at this point because every time they've had momentum, it's been Rogue going down that has lost it for them.
Mujet and Melon are dead. They're going to try to sack some players in, but they don't quite get past the front lines. Jay-Z is in back, but he can't quite get in without help from his team. Moist taking very low. Revolver down, so they are 2 picks coming in with Johnny and Moist dropping. No heavy, no demo. Here comes the sacks. Ether looking for his man. 1 reflect from Pyrus will do the job, and they're able to keep Rogue healthy for now. Uber coming up 99%. Rogue getting revolvered. He does pop immediately. Rebel's in behind of all people. Helps get that force. They're going to move forward, try to get some picks here, but Melon denying on the corner. Jump forward from the Pyro. Pyrus on Toy. God, they do get to kill the reflect. Pyrus' second med pick in consecutive lives, and with that, they're going to keep the heal advantage.
Oh, but then Rogue goes down. It's Jay-Easy on the point. I thought Technomo was going to get the kill to protect his medic, but unfortunately, I mean, well, depending on which side you're rooting for, maybe fortunately, Rogue does end up going down. The point should get captured now by Fast Fourth, but time is ticked in the favor of Froggy. It's just a matter of how is this final fight gonna go as we start to see the end of this round.
Oh, Jay-Z gets out with 1 HP. Catalyst will end up dropping, can't quite get behind, will lose his life for it. No, neither Matt has Uber or is even close to it, so a lot of walking in there, but Rogue takes a 140 body shot. He needs to get behind cover. He does manage to make it, but Johnny and Pyrus are the casualties because there are no heals in. Moist going to get backstab and Rogue cleaned up by Jay-Z. Jay-Z hit a great jump stab on that conquer area and just gets behind. Gets a 6K right now, just destroying the enemy team.
Yeah, definitely one of those in the running for MVP of the map so far. I think Blank probably still holds that title.
Points in 2 rounds. I'd say it's hard to top him, but Jay-Easy is a close second for now at least. And with that, Toy now has that full Uber in just a second. Mujet still just destroying the opposition whenever they peek his sight lines. And 20 seconds left on the clock. They got to get over a full Uber disad, so we'll see what Froggy's game plan is here.
I don't know what they're going to do, especially Mujet. If he continues to make picks like that, the Uber does get used, and they're just cleaning up. Yeah. just a great use. Might as well be aggressive. You've got great positioning on there. You know they're grouped up trying to figure something out, and that's going to tick down the rest of the time on this round. 2-0 for Fast Fourth.
Yeah, and that round was a lot closer than the first. I'd say it had promise. A couple things, the backstab that Jay-Z got onto Rogue, that should have never happened if you are Froggieland, right? And if that doesn't happen, you have an extra Uber in that round. All of a sudden, that 50 seconds left could turn into a double overtime. All hindsight, of course, but like, my point is just that that round did show promise, right? In the first round, Fast Fourth just ran over their opposition. In that previous round, there were moments of parity, where like both teams were contesting each other. A lot of exchanges were actually going in Froggie's favor, but so much happened in the downtime that let Fast Fourth get those advantages and close it out.
100%, because you know we've seen it sometimes when a team is very clearly outmatched, where yeah, they manage to take some time off the clock. Maybe they win a lucky mid. I don't say lucky, but they win a mid and then they kind of roll it into a minute and a half cap time. The fact that they were continually going toe to toe, they were taking the point away, they were holding it for a little bit. It did, like you said, it showed some parity in there. It's just it's the mistakes. It's the spy getting to Rogue, and look, some of that stuff, it's shared blame. Maybe Rogue's positioning needs to be a little bit better. Maybe they need to think about keeping a little bit passive. But that moment on the point where Jay-Z manages to revolver down Rogue, you gotta hope that your scout, it's a crucial moment, and it's hard to do, but you gotta try to hit that shot to keep your medic alive, and you don't necessarily know what could happen from that point, the butterfly effect, if Rogue stays alive there.
And logs are up on your screen. You all know that I'm not a big fan of logs for analysis sake, but for like absurdity's sake, I'm all for it. Blank is 16-0 with 570 DPM. He had a perfect half. Yeah, and poor Moist sitting down there at 1-11. He didn't get to play the game very much. We saw him go connector aggressively, which is the game plan for Froggy, but just not enough pressure being made from all sides. He just kind of got dumpstered. Another thing, I looked at the medic stats, like, specifically to see, like, how much the deaths were affecting it. Ubers were 6-2 in favor of Fast Fourth. Froggy popped an average of 1 Uber around that half, right? On top of that, wow. Toy output 2.5k more healing than Rogue. So, it's just, like, obviously, if your med dies more than twice as much as the enemy med, it's going to be hard to win. But I feel like it's hard to understate just exactly how, like, what happened here, because Rogue just got camped. He could not play the game. He averaged 5 deaths around there, right? If you think about each round lasting an average of 5 minutes, even though the first one was shorter, he's dying once a minute on medic. It's so hard to play when your medic is dying once a minute.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't really even have time to build up your Uber in that amount of time. So it's just, like you said, it's 2 Ubers in the entire half. And I mean, everyone's getting in on it. Jay-Z with 4 picks, Blank with 3, Ether with 2, Rebel with 1
yeah,
well.
We saw that one.
Just floating in the air. So I mean, everyone's getting in on it, and it's just, this is where, I mean, if you're Froggy, you really got to sit down and think, like, I think it really does center around that. If Rogue stays alive just in a couple different moments, doesn't die 10 times, he only dies 7. I think that round could have absolutely flipped. It was very, very close until the end there, and the rest of the time kind of ticked off. So it's just, I don't know exactly what the solution is. Do you play a little bit more passive? I don't know if you can, because Fast Fourth have been just dominating the DM fight. So I think it just comes down to maybe I don't know, some of it, your combo, your pyro needs to maybe be spy checking or doing a little bit better job of that. And just, I think too, with Froggy playing down so many players, like once you lose 3 or 4 of your players, it becomes a whole lot easier for Fast Fourth to overwhelm. So just that overall protection, you can't feed, is I guess what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and I want to kind of add context, because like the game is more in depth than just medic stop feeding, right? Like, or like, you know, team protect medic. And I want to add this context as well, because Rogue's a cool guy, and like people are gonna like look at his performance and be like, wow, he's playing awful. There are definitely moments where he could be positioning better. His first 2 deaths, I think, were mostly his fault in terms of where he's positioning. At the same time, everyone needs to do their part to watch out for threats that are plaguing your medic. The soldiers bombing, like Rogue surfed a couple times and just got followed up on. Spies just constantly harassing from a cliff. Someone has to go hunt them down. It could be a scout, it could be a soldier reverse bombing, it could be an engineer just playing like that. But everyone needs to, it's everyone's job, including the medics, to factor into the medic protection. Rogue can definitely be positioning a lot better in cases, but there just needs to be a whole lot of changes being made. And I mentioned at the top of the show that Product was always going to be a fast forward favorite map. I think it's so hard to play against this team that is just better than you on Koth. There's going to be a soldier on your head. There's going to be a spy always behind you. There's going to be engineers running at you at times you're not ready for. But you just have to make it happen, otherwise you're just not going to be able to win Koth. And granted, they're probably not expecting to, like, for sure win Koth, but they can take a round. We saw them take a round on Asheville. They kind of got close in the last run, so we'll see what adjustments they make going into the second half here.
Yeah, I'd like to see them get something, even just for some confidence when they head into their map pick. But we got some pipes going over the top. Ether coming in with the bomb behind, gets on Sar. Sar manages to get a pick before going down, and Technoma with a couple. Yeah, Toy and Melon get picked up, and now this is where
Rogue has to live. I'm having deja vu. Reflect, Rogue walks forward and gets saved by his pyro, so better than the first mid where they won instantly and lost their med. This time Rogue is alive and well. They're able to cap it up and keep a large Uber advantage. So Froggieland already looking up in the half.
Yeah, this is this is a much better start, and now they're playing forward. It looks like they're gonna opt towards the cliff. Rogue is alone. Got to be careful. J-Eazy is there, and he's gonna. It looks like he went for the sniper. And there goes Sar. Ether jumping in. This is where you got to be careful. You lost a couple players. Your players are low.
Yeah, they've ended up having a force there. But they dropped 4, including Moist and Pyrus. So Combo is only at half strength right now. They're gonna have to back up. They do get a couple kills to kind of stall things out. You know, they get Mujet, they get Ether, so they are able to back up the point. Toy will have about a 35% advantage moving forward here. But important thing is time is going off the clock in favor of Froggy right now. So they're not gonna be too bent out of shape about that.
Yeah, and especially too with that 30% disad, I think you're just positioning yourself, getting ready to kite. You got to make sure Fast Fourth have to use their Uber to get forward, and you just need to be in a position to back up. If they use it, then you wait to get yours, and then you kind of just like leapfrog to get back. Oh, speaking of leapfrog, Rogue goes way up in the air, manages to surf himself onto the cliff, so back towards protection. But Fast Fourth, 100% Uber. Let's see if they're going to have to pop to get this point.
Importantly there, Sar just killed Blank on entry, so not able to get anything going on that scout. Ether will jump in, get the kill onto Exa. It's not a huge kill, but he does double up onto Sar, so Ether gets 2 big picks and gets out, so tons of work being done here. Technoma alone on the point, gonna get taken down. Catalyst doing his work, getting in there, but Melon again has been on point with the denials. Spy in, Construct looking for a pick, can't get it. Melon gets another kill. Ether gonna get backstabbed on the opposite side. Uber popped out here onto a solo pyro after the points already been capped. A bit hasty from Froggy there, and that should cost them because they probably should have just backed up.
Yeah, I was very worried for them staying in. It ended up working out, just staying alive, period. But then at a certain point, you got to just realize it's not. You're happy to be out with your life and just wait for your team to come back, because now if you had 100% Uber right here, you probably grab the point back. But now they're sitting at a 50% disad. They don't have the point, and they're pretty much waiting for either a clutch couple of picks, which Catalyst bombing over the top. Point goes down.
Yeah, Construct doesn't get the stab, but tons of damage comes in from Technomo, and Catalyst just hits that revolver shot on the fadeaway, gets DT as well, and just like that, they're gonna be able to cap it up. Rogue heading over to Concrete is safe for now. Rebel and Jay-Z walking at him. Rogue is under duress, and he does get taken down. Blake gets the sack in on top. Sap on the level 1 did big work as well. They knew what was coming, they just couldn't stop at that time, and it will be point control maintained by Fast Fourth here.
Yeah, not for very long. They do clean up the couple of remaining members, and with their faster spawns, it looks like they're going to get the ×3 finish off the point. Catalyst is sitting on 4 HP. He's probably going to get, there he goes. just a spam rocket managed to take him down, but the point is in the favor of Froggy. This is their best chance of converting around. They just got to be careful. Technomo! He continues.
Yeah, Technomo just running around, wreaking havoc in the backline, gets 2 big picks there. Health is terrible on the side of Fast Fourth. Cap goes over in Froggy's favor. They're keen to just regroup, get some heals out that they have access to right now, and look to recontest afterward. They are a minute in the time lead, so Froggy in the driver's seat for this round. We see Sar scoping up on Cliff, looking for any entry pick he could find. It would be pretty big here. Poseidon has those fists out, will be safe for the cross. Both teams going to be 9v9 up at Rogue, 50% add to work with.
Yeah, Sar going down makes this a little scary just because, you know, Mujet is on the other side. Just one clutch pick could absolutely turn this round on its head, so Rogue's got to be careful. Technomo does get hit relatively low. Catalyst bombs in,
Johnny's
maybe
low
just
too.
to make some space. And yeah, Johnny, they coughed just to make sure they keep the demo alive. The Uber...
Toy's 1 HP, looking to kite back. Oh, and there's Technomo getting the pick. He's dominating Toy. With the last breaths of life he had, he got that medic pick on the back out though. Pyro jumping forward, looking to make some space here. Melon is. Jay-Z going forward at the will go down. Jay-Z gets a stab onto Sar, but Rogue does get out this time, out to that house area. Sack does not get the med this time. Time bleeding even more. Cap gonna get delayed for spawners right now, so even more time is bleeding here in favor of Froggy, down to 22 seconds. Fast Fourth have a long road ahead of them. They have to hold for a full minute at Disad.
Yeah, but still, this is far from a done deal. There's still a good amount of work to be done because Froggy needs to manage to get this Uber push forward. They have to make sure they convert this, because if they don't and they head back into a little bit of a stalemate, but Blank going down, that could be the start that they're looking for. That could be the opening. They start to push forward onto the point just a little bit.
Needs 2 pipes. He's very low. There's Construct in the backline. Poseidon will go down on the side to that scout. Now control is being taken of the point area. Heavy up on caution. 100% now for Rogue. 75 for Toy. Toy is 1 HP. He's looking to kite back. Hopefully get that Uber, but Cap gonna go in favor of Froggieland for now. They are gonna get the teleporter. They are gonna get the engineers set up out of the way. Toy, though, importantly gets out with his life. Gonna have Uber for the recontest. It's gonna be an overtime situation where Fast Fourth have to cap up. We'll see what they can do to get it across the finish line.
Jay-Z is in the back line, so he's definitely calling positions and positioning himself for some chaos when the Uber comes out, and there it goes.
Rogue's
DT
dead.
and
2
Blake are
hits for
forward.
Jay-Z. Oh! Chain stab from Jay-Z. He just kills everybody. Uber is free here for Toy. They can't get any kills on the side. Exa goes down as well. Melon on a 5K. They just full wiped.
No, oh no, it's not the way it was supposed to go. Oh, 17
had
seconds.
The best chance they've had so far to get the round. They have 10 seconds to get out of here, but they're being spawn camped. Rogue's dead again, as is Johnny. No one can even make it out of their spawn shutters right now. Ether is camping on the cliff side, gets a kill in a second with a rocket onto Sar. Toy's dead. They're going to try to get there, but Melon, 1 air blast will do it, and there's the 3-0 right now. Map point in favor of Fast Fourth. That one should not have been theirs, but it is.
Yeah, that's not the way it was supposed to go. He's working his way down concrete into the building and just finds the chain stab. I don't know how you recover from this now if you're Froggy. How you don't even have time to mentally reset. You just got to go right back into the next minute.
Match point against us. We got to win this one. Ether in the back line looking for that sniper. He is being annoying to Saw right now. Toy's dead though. Catalyst finds a big bomb into the front. Does tons of damage around that rock. That said, the entirety of Froggy is wiped in the meantime to the cleanup classes. It's an ace coming through. 4 players alive, but it is going to be a mid-fight in favor of Fast Fourth.
Oh, geez. Well, Rogue was trying to find his way out, but like you said, just everyone else on Fast Fourth were pushed forward. So a very chaotic mid, one that looked like it could have gone either way after Toy went down, but just better positioning from those remaining players of Fast Fourth and really just mainly having their damage classes up. So Froggy are going to regroup. I mean, this is a familiar position for them. Catalyst bombing behind.
Looking for
He's found his way around.
Toy's dead again. Technomo just finds him. Technomo and Catalyst have been a destructive menace, but there's Rogue dying to Blank and Poseidon from across the map, so both teams don't have medics this round. Apparently, no kills at all. A lot of players up. It is a 5v6 with Rebel getting that kill onto Catalyst. They are able to walk forward here, set up that mini onto Concrete, and Moujet as well set up. Point is in favor of Fast Fourth, so all this trading is going in their favor.
Yeah, Bugetto finds a nice pick onto the demo man, so big damage class out of the way, someone that can make some space, because I think at this point, if you're Froggy, you're trying to get some cap time. That's exactly what's happening. Technomo is doing just that. Moist goes down, though. Moujet continues. Oh, although Catalyst just takes him down. So the point does go in their favor. Ubers are pretty much exactly even, and now Froggy need to make up some time.
Yeah, 1 minute down on the clock, but like you said, even Ubers, Froggy will have a chance to get a defense going. If they do hold off one push, they'll be right back in the thick of things for time. They are getting some picks in the meantime. Jay-Z will go down, so no Spy to have to worry about after what he did you last round. Mujad as well, caught out, gonna get taken down. Melon does find a nice reflect onto Catalyst, deny him for now. Johnny's dead as well. Melon will die in trade. They're trying to back up with Technomo dead. They don't have any fragging ability right now. They gotta just pop Uber defensively onto a Pyro. Pyros will do what he can, but he's gonna jump forward alone. He's trying to get on Toy. He's trying to get on Toy. Toy is very low, but he does get cleaned up in time. So Pyros doesn't get that cheesy med pick this time.
Oh man, if Pyrus gets that kill, I don't know. I feel like that's got
changes.
Yeah, completely. Ether bombs over the top.
They gotta get out of here. Froggy have to leave. They're gonna. Bro, he just jumps in the sight line and dies. He should have just backed out through Japan. He's just gonna lose all of his Uber. Now Toy up on a full ad. Catalyst gonna try to do something, but he gets popped up and killed. And just like that, full Uber ad goes in favor of Fast Fourth, as does the cap.
If there's any saving grace for Froggy right now, it is the fact that they have been able to get to Toy. They've shown the ability to do the same thing. Maybe not as hard as Rogue's going down, but right here is a spot that you have to try to force Toy out early. Because if they get a chance to use an aggressive Uber, we've seen what can happen in bombing over the top. Everyone's going down.
Yeah,
just
Toy
trying to keep everyone alive.
That Uber. Toy gets floated a bit, but they will manage to, you know, keep as many players alive as he can. Sack successful for Froggy, down 30 seconds now with about a 30% Uber ad. Technomo, last one to bleed there on that sack, so they'll be able to get up and try again. Mujet is posted for, gonna get called out here by Contra. If he could find any pick, especially onto Mujet here, it would be huge. Soldier gonna land right on him, and Cal's just dead.
Oh my gosh. I'm taking a look at Jay again. He's just kind of floating around. It looks he was up on cliff. I thought maybe another chain stab was on the way, but nothing doing as of yet. Rogue in the middle of some chaos.
Gets melted and he will go down, so doesn't find the chain stab this time. Right now, Poseidon is on connector all alone, looking to get the kill. He doesn't get find Contrude before going down. Point being flooded right now by Froggy, and they don't have to pop their Uber to do it. So really good drive push there by Froggy. They make sure they get all the space, they get enough picks, and they are able to hold this Uber. Mujet, though, with an SVS win, will put some pressure onto their opposition.
Yeah, and they gotta know that Toy has Uber, so you gotta be a little bit careful here. You want to be able to play back, make them use their Uber to get onto the point, and then respond in kind. They do get popped right at the same time.
DT's caught out from his team. He does get a flash. It gives kills Catalyst as well. So kills right now in favor of Fast Fourth. They don't have the point presence quite yet. Contra gonna look to change that in a second with a backstab. Bomb in, Ether rockets onto Rogue. Rogue just jumps right into it. Great rocket and bomb from Ether comes through. Moist gets a 2K, but it's just silver lining at this point. They just go down. It's going to be point going in favor of Fast Fourth. 50% Uber ad going to be available as well.
I'm not sure exactly where everyone else was. I was looking at Rogue and just a heavy above him on cliff, and Jay was harassing from behind, and then Ether comes in with the big bomb. So no bodies there to protect Rogue on that one. So yeah, 19 seconds to go. Full Uber ad basically for Fast Fourth, and I mean, this should be all she wrote for this first round.
Oh, he does get jump stopped by Construde. Construde gets a chain stab of his own to open things up. Uber coming out here, but Melon gets dropped in the meantime. It's a duo onto the scout. Demo right now, Spy in the backline. They bomb onto Pirates. It's 5 players up for the side of Froggy. They at least have heals, but they don't have much else. Moist drops, so does Sar. Catalyst will die, and there is Rogue chased down by Blank. Blank dominating the opposing medic as Technomo was earlier, and just like that, that's going to be the 4-0 in favor of Fast Fourth, taking their map pick. What we expected, but they did turn it into a convincing one.
Yeah, give Rogue a little shout out at the end there. Manages to I think it was take down Rebel with an arrow just before Blank cleans up for the last shred of health. But you know, like I said, just want to go into this next map with a little bit of confidence. I think it's there, but that third round is so demoralizing that it can be a little hard to feel that way. But it's a clean slate. It's your map pick. It's this is a very, very different map that you're going into now. So you got to kind of try to erase the negative things from your head, but remember the positive. You got stronger as the game went on. You're coming into what you hope is a favored map pick and a completely different game mode where some of that crazy DM hopefully won't, if you're Froggieland, won't play as much of a role.
Yeah, that is gonna be that Vigil pick coming up in just a second. I'm gonna take a quick look at the log. I do want to say that I looked at the scoreboard as that round ended, and I saw something I've never seen before. Both snipers were bottom of the scoreboard for their teams on product. So wow. I don't know what brought that about. It's not like they don't have kills, right? They have 10 and 13 kills respectively, but either way, both snipers, they weren't taken over, right? They had some good shots, good streaks here and there, but that was a map of the spies and the scouts, honestly. Technomo and Blank both were just able to run rampant. Technomo's 21 kills, Blank is 23.
Gee, and Technomo too, like having impactful frags too, you know, not just cleaning up the spy, cleaning up an engineer. Like we saw Technomo consistently in the fray, finding picks on the medic. I actually want to see exactly 5 picks on Toy. So in that last half, Toy died 7 times, 5 of them were to Technomo. So you want to talk about like impact, like MVP for the losing team, that's probably Technomo. Yeah.
Also, shout out to Blank. He has infinitely more deaths than he had in the first round. Technically, an infinitely worse performance.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in the record book, you look at it that way. But if you're Blank, you're feeling really good.
If you're Blank, you're like, I'm stomping these noobs. That's what you're saying.
This is the performance of a lifetime here. I mean, obviously on a map like Vigil, on a payload map, you're not going to have the same level of impact. But when you feel, I think hopefully everyone has that feeling of when I just can't miss. I'm just doing everything right. Blank's got to come into this with so much confidence, and really Technomo does too. And yes, you're going to get relegated to cart pushing a lot when you're on offense, but I don't know. Let's see some aggressive play from the scouts when they're on defense, chasing down medics, getting involved in a couple Ubers maybe.
Vigil does allow for a lot of scout Ubers, which I'm definitely looking forward to, as Blank and Technomo have been the top performers for both these teams. So if they're going to go head-to-head in Ubers on second hill, I think it's going to be an interesting battle as well, with both Demo Man and everyone else getting into the mix. We are loading into Vigil right now, but in the meantime, I'm going to do a short and sweet shout out to our merch. We are rotating in a new cycle of merch for RGL made by our in-house graphics team. Check out these new designs. If you like them, pick them up. It is the first week of them being out, so you can wear the freshest designs from our graphics team. All proceeds go to help running RGL. So again, take a look at the RGL shop in chat as well, !merch, if you want to see these designs and maybe pick them up for yourself. So thank you for supporting TF2.
Yeah, I mean, you want to wear the freshest clothes, eat at the chillest restaurants, hang out with the hottest dudes, all those things. Get the freshest merch, get the Crabtastic, that's my favorite. The Scatterdelic too is really nice, I gotta say. It's one of those things, again, I think we've said it before, where it doesn't just like scream like TF, like this is gamer merch, but at the same time it has elements, it has the positive elements without as many of the negative connotations of like, mom, I'm a gamer.
Mom, I'm a gamer, get me the chicken tendies.
Well,
but again, check those.
We got a lot of
out.
Gamers in the server right now.
They're lining up on their teams, ready to get this one going. For Fast Fourth, you want to close this out as fast as you can. You do have a Koth map coming up as potential tiebreaker, so if you lose this, it's not the end of the world. On the other hand, for Froggy, if you lose this, it's quite literally the end of the match, right? So this is what you prepared for. You went in knowing you'd probably lose Koth, and that you had to pick a map that you think you could bring things to a tiebreaker on. Vigil was their pick. They feel like this is their best map that wasn't banned, so best map besides Steel. And if they're going to get it done anywhere, it has to be here. So they're going to start things out on offense, going to be able to set their own pace here. I do like being able to set your own pace if you're like an underdog team, because you can come into the map, you can do whatever strats you've practiced, whatever gameplay you feel like gives you the best chance of winning it. And then on defense, you know what you have to do, right? You know what time you have to hold to win. It's a lot more of like a calming thing if you're an underdog team. So I think even though, it is Froggy picking the defense here is what I assume. But either way, I do like Froggy coming in on blue side here.
Yeah, what's interesting is I just wanted to take a look back. Vigil was week 1, and it was a forfeit that Froggy took won that week. So I'm gonna guess. I mean, obviously these two teams was supposed to be relatively toe-to-toe coming into the season, one of the likely top 4, top 5 teams. So I'm guessing they probably scrimmed this map quite a bit early on. Now, if Froggieland had good success in those early weeks, I mean, maybe that's part of why they wanted to come out on Vigil with this one. But you also got to think, fast forth who they were, as a team, maybe in those first that first week of the season might be a little different. So I mean, I'm hoping, always like to see competition, wanted to see go to a third map, but at the same time, fast forth might surprise Froggy, what exactly they've come out and learned as a team since they maybe scrimmed this map last.
Yeah, I mean, on paper and also the predictions, fast fourth are still favored. Granted, these predictions are actually pretty close, 1.33 or 1.29 right now. A lot of people in chat having faith in Froggy to take a round, if not win it. So I'd say that faith is hopefully not misplaced, right? Like, it's their map pick. They are traditionally more of a stopwatch team than a Koth team this season, at least. So again, if they're going to do it anywhere, it's going to be here. So Froggy going to be coming into it. Again, they have to win this map, otherwise it is the lower bracket doomed for them. Going to be having to fight the loser of Blinky versus Fun, which is likely going to be Blinky. But winning this match here, again, it keeps your spare life intact, and it guarantees you top 3 in the season, which is where the money and the medals start. So it's a big match. They have a lot of pressure on them to win this in particular, this Vigil map. So we'll see if they can do it.
Yeah, and I'm sorry if you mentioned this and I missed it, but it looks like the predictions are coming in, and it's just a slight edge for Fast Fourth right now.
A lot closer than it was on Viaduct or Product, and for good reason. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I don't know who's your maybe rebound performance. Who are you looking to have a bigger impact this time that from either team?
I think it's hard to mention rebound performance and not just say Rogue, right? Because
yeah,
I mentioned it. Product is like one of, if not the hardest map to play Medic on, sans Asheville. And he went through the ringer there, right? Like, obviously, some of the things that happened were his fault, but a lot of the deaths are just like, there's 8 people running at me after their medic died. I'm being sacked on by the entire team, and it's just not going to work out. If I were in my spawn already, yeah, things would be great, but I'm not, so it sucks. And that's what playing Product Medic is like. So sometimes things just suck. A stopwatch map, and especially Vigil, where battle lines are a lot more set in stone, drawn in the sand, it's a lot easier for a medic to know what threats are kind of available to get onto them. So I feel like we're going to see Rogue. He already did have kind of a bounce back where like Toy had about as many deaths as Rogue in that second half of Product. But especially on Vigil, I think if Froggy want to have a chance, Rogue needs to have a very good game. You know, no dumb drops, no like dropping players mid-Uber, hopefully not being forced in bad situations due to his positioning. Just Rogue needs to have a good game here, and I'm looking at him to be able to, right? I think he can on a map like Vigil.
Absolutely. And I mean, part of that, again, we've talked about, it comes down to the combo, you know, your pyro, your heavy. I definitely think that Moist and Pyrus have a chance. I mean, Pyrus was very aggressive. We saw some awesome like jumps in, but maybe defensively part of the reason. I'm not, you know, you can't pin it, just say, oh yeah, your pyro wasn't doing, you know, it's all the pyro's fault.
But their pyro had more medic kills than their sniper.
Actually, yes, I think you're right on that one. But yeah, I want to see a little bit more from Moist and Pyrus just to band together as well. I mean, I guess more so for Pyrus is that protection, but I think Moist, when you're on defense, when you're heavy, there's so much area denial that you can provide right on top of the cart. But finally, we are getting into this one. The setup time is going to start ticking down that first minute, and as you mentioned, Fast Fourth going to start off on defense.
You see, I wonder how in the chat, right, we see that it's kind of like a very, very close prediction overall for round score. We have people putting in over 10-minute times for Froggy on offense. There's some faith, but there ain't a lot of faith, I can say. What probably is happening is the people who think they're going to get 2-0'd probably put like 16 minutes, whereas the people who think that like Froggy have a chance of winning probably put like 8. So the average just goes to 12.
Yeah, absolutely. It just kind of jumps around. I think I saw someone put 20 minutes in there. Please.
That's like a hyperbole. I don't even think 20 is possible in this map.
And you know, I don't think, as much as we love TF2, I don't think we want to watch 20 minutes of a stalemate either. I think we'd rather see some high octane, you know, 12 minutes than a stalemate, long drawn out 20-minute time. But
if you want Froggy though, you want faster than 12. You want around 7-8 at latest here. You like a 7-8 at latest is doable. If you get a 6, you're very happy with it. And we'll see what Froggy can actually get going here as the gates do drop on their first offense. Crit 6 debt do not get anything. No stat pad coming in.
I was really worried. Just something disastrous after all that talk.
Jay-Z almost had his pick, but got spy checked by Catalyst in the last second. So Johnny will keep his life for now. A lot of players back up off that log hole. It's going to be Mujet out here, scope on the side. Contri walking up on him. Ooh, walks away just at the perfect time. Contri will not get his pick. No one's died yet. I say that. Moist will get taken down, as will Poseidon. Heavy trade on the side.
Yeah, Johnny is going to go down too. Oh my god, huge bomb in right now for Catalyst. Gets Mujet. And
in the sapper. Home wrecker, Melon, I hate you. I hate that weapon. It's my least favorite weapon, but does save the sentry gun, so really good play from Melon there. Jump in, come in and try to take some space back. Just delaying the cart, and delaying cart actually is worth quite a lot if you can get it without losing any players. They will get picks onto Pyrus, Sar, and Exa, so no danger coming in. It's all kills in favor of Fast Forward for now. Ether will go down, they'll lose their banner, but that's about it. Cap will go over.
Yeah, and you know, I like the kind of passive play there for Fast Forth. At least passive with their engineer, because they had players up. They could have tried to stay committed, but instead, make sure you have a solid defense here for the second point. You had those players there to delay just for an extra 10-15 seconds or so. But now 100% Uber for both teams. Rogue is on the cart. We'll see exactly how they want to push this. Either coming up with the cart path on the side.
He couldn't find his man, but he's just laying a lot of pressure. Looks like it's going to be Uber through the front side, trying to get the force onto Toy, and they will pop out that Uber in retaliation. Mujet and Conchute are the only casualties so far, but that defensive sniper pick is worth a lot more for the side of Froggy. Now they're going to be able to walk up the hill in post without worrying about a sniper.
Yeah, and it's Technomo over the top, just trying to spam, put some damage out. Ether bomb,
reflected.
Great reflect. Oh, huge.
Yeah, and Contra gets the pick onto Rebel and the sap onto the gun. Melon, again with the home wrecker, saves it only temporarily as Catalyst will clean it up. Picks going onto both sides, but spawns are a lot faster for the side of Froggy. Rebel still has a 15-second spawner before he can start building another sentry gun, so we might see some more drive pressure coming out. It is going to be like a 10% ad for Rogue, but likely not going to be able to do anything off it specifically. They're just trying to get forward. Technomo going to regret that. They will at least trade flank for now, and they're going to jump forward, try to charge up this banner. It'd be huge if he could get it, but Mujet sniping down Sar should buy his team some space.
Yeah, this is a little bit part of the problem. Rebel is going to be back up. I don't know. Rebel's just kind of building Sentry and Spawn, so if the option's available, we'll pop it down.
No. Mujet peeks through the front side tunnel, finds the body shot angle as Rogue tries to arrow his heavy, just gets a free Uber drop there. They're going to sack in, try to get something in return. Toy, though, kiting out phenomenally into the spawn shutters. Will keep that Uber. Poseidon, DT, and Ether do go down. As with the Sentry into a Sapper, a lot of cap time going forward because their heals are out. Melon and Pyrus having an air blast war on the point, and here comes the Uber out from Toy to save the capture here. They're going to get the cleanup kills. It is essentially a successful sack because they did force the Uber via cart pressure. Oh, but Jay-Z in the background gets 1, 2, 3! The chain stab onto Johnny and Saw, revolvers, Rogue in the dispenser. You cannot let Jay-Z do that. He's just the 3K master in this match.
Oh my god, you know, and just as you're trying to give some praise to Froggy, you know, yes, it was rough dropping Rogue, but look at where the card is. It's so close. They took some of that momentum, they're bringing it forward, and then all of a sudden it just all gets reset again as Rogue goes down. Jay Yeezy just continuing to be a menace, but we'll see. Froggy have their numbers.
They get revenge on him, but at what cost? In the meantime, they're going to try to walk out of tunnel here, get some drive pressure. Level 2 setup on top of the card. That's a really good spot by Rebel, but Johnny gets Toy. Just walks forward, throws some stickies up top, and Toy just explodes.
Not too bad. That's a great pick to try to build off of, but look how far back Froggy have bounced, just waiting for players to come in all that time. Now the card's starting to roll back. Construed might try to restart it, but Melon, great job spy checking, actually manages to find him, so he's going to go down. As the cart continues to tick back, Rogue is getting close on Uber. They would love to try to drive push this, but I think they're definitely going to have to pop.
Through as Star wins the SVS on Mujet. I heard a banner being blown. They probably want to pop it out the second that Rogue peeks his face out with the Uber. Yeah, Ether will be letting that one go in just a second. Uber gets popped out, gun gets sapped. Banner is out at least, but the invulnerable players are tanking up. Toy popped up, 1 HP, rocket does not land. Toy gonna get out thanks to resistance, but no, butter knifed by Construed in the backline. Toy narrowly makes the great escape. In the meantime, sack onto card, Poseidon, Ether, Rebel all taken down, and that's gonna be Froggy getting a much needed capture here.
Rogue is low on health. Jay-Eazy is behind.
He's good. He's at the cart regen.
Okay. All right. I'm still a little nervous. I don't know. Anytime I see Jay-Eazy now looking towards the medic, he's just calming everything where they're going. I feel like we got to keep the spy cam.
He got bumped by Sar. Sar knows.
Oh.
He's gonna call his near him.
All right. Well, crisis averted, at least for a little bit longer.
Top onto the sniper. Great pick by Catalyst there. Hits the 2 clean rockets to give his team the SVS advantage. But Jay-Eazy again walks up behind Rogue. Wow, is that a chain stab? Guys, turn around. Turn around your Turtle Beaches.
Oh, as soon as you like lose sight of him, it's the same thing. You forget about him for 3 seconds, and there he comes in yet again. Sar goes down to blank. Construed picks up Ether. I mean, the cart continues to move forward just because they've got some players and trying to get it over this hill. But Toy is gonna have Uber by the time I think they're gonna try to capture this. If they can just delay,
the car's gonna air blast them off it. They can't get onto the cart. Rogue's dead again. Okay, he got sniped, but they got the capture at least, you know, silver linings.
Yeah, 546 through these first 3 points.
Guys, push the cart. There's no one on the cart. They all went to sack in. They're all dying, and no one's pushing the cart. It's moving backwards. Guys, the cart. I'm so mad.
Oh, and Jay-Eazy's there probably to try to pistol down Technomo. I guess it's not going to matter. But yeah, all that time, you could have just tried to move the cap forward a little bit. Technomo could have been there. But I guess it's moving now. I guess if that's what the way you want to think about it. But they've got the level 3 up, ready for this big defense. Is fast fourth. I want to say for Froggy, this is not terrible. This is a pace that, as long as you maybe get this on your first or second push, you're happy with. But anything more than that is going to be really hard to defend.
Yeah, Uber up now for Toy, Rogue only on 75. They're going to try for Technomo, just eats a rocket and dies. But they will trade out there, so no banner going to be available for the defense. That is a worthwhile trade, if any. As now Rogue up on 90%. We'll see where they want to go. Looks like they're going to try to walk cliffside, go underneath, set Sar up in the doorway area. If you could find a pick, it would be huge. Jay-Z going to go down, so no spy to worry about at all for the offense going forward. Moist baits a shot with the fists out. As now Uber up, looks like they want to walk into flank with this Uber.
Yeah, Sar gets some damage on, or sorry, Mujek gets some damage on Sar as the Uber comes in over on the left side. The response in kind for fast forward. The Ubers really weren't too worried about each other. They don't get too much out of it. Maybe
Rogue is
just
trapped
like
on flank here. Jay-Z trying to revolver. Rogue 1v1ing a spy. Turn around, Johnny. It doesn't matter. They're all just gonna die.
Oh boy, yeah. Rogue takes out the solemn bow, just trying to see what he can get done there. And Toy continues to live, so we're seeing a little bit of a repeat performance as we saw in that first half of product. But like I said, I think this has got to be the push. Anything longer than this, and it's going to be really hard for Froggy to hold, especially with how well we've seen Fast Fourth playing. They're going to be sitting at a decent Uber disad, so they're waiting quite a bit to try to get in this. They need a clutch pick at this point.
They need anything. They need a pick. They need a sap on the gun. They just need pressure because they are bleeding that time, like you said. We're going to be up at like 8 minutes by now, if not a bit longer. And at that point, you're stretching into the times that are a bit too long. That said, 2 big picks, Scout and Spy, going down. There's a 7v9 in favor of Froggieland right now. They're going to look to try and go flank once again with Johnny and Catalyst. Explosive Class is looking to do some damage onto the sentry gun. Ether is jumping up to try and deny. Does a lot of space control. Rebels Dispenser are going to drop some secondary kills as Ether backstab from the spawn doors. So again, he can't get in the fight. Uber popped out here from both sides right now, trying to do some work. Rogue's Uber is over, trying to kite back. Technomo Pirate's going to drop. Numbers add in favor of the defense right here. Johnny gets killed as well by Poseidon. Numbers all in favor right now. Rogue chased down at the end of that fight. They just weren't able to get any crucial kills. For Vigil, you gotta like get forward. You gotta get some kills. You gotta take control of the spawn doors if you want to push that defense back, but they just didn't get anything.
Yeah, it did look like a good Uber push in theory, but it just the frags were never there. They got the gun, they had positioning, but slowly but surely Fast Fourth just continued to wear down their players and find those picks. So Rebel's going to be building up his gun again. Every player for Fast Fourth is alive, ready to defend this, and you know, this is where payload becomes so sad, is because you're now just waiting for another Uber. So you're just sitting there for another 60 seconds trying to wait unless someone can find the pick of a lifetime.
Yeah, Johnny gets picked, so offense not gonna have a demo man. They gotta back up. They do get Poseidon and Melon though. Heavy and Pyro are great defensive classes, so that might spur something. But without Johnny, it's just too hard to actually make anything work out, even with these picks. Hopefully they can get going fast before Melon is in. She has a 10-second spawner, but we hear that banner pop out from Ether. Perfect timing and look to get aggressive with it.
Yeah, spamming over in that upper area. Moist is just gonna have to back out. Everyone's back alive, although Mujet does get picked now by Sar.
Exa has a level 3 in main as well. He's going to look to move that up when the Chaos is rolling in the fights. That's going to be big. Poseidon too far forward, gets killed before the Uber gets popped. Johnny now looking to walk forward, gets some damage on. Melon dies again, not able to deny the Uber at all. It's a solo onto DT right now, trying to get some damage down. Gets the kill to Rogue at least, no kills, but you got to get them off the cart for now. Toy dead, Rebel dead. Here's the kills they needed. They're going to get that cart up the final ramp and get the capture. 9.5, maybe 10? Yeah, 10-20. Not looking great, but at least they get it there.
Yeah, I mean, you're just hoping. I mean, like you said, even 9.5, even 9 minutes, I think it really starts to look good. I mean, their biggest problem was last. You know, they stalled a little bit on second.
Second
but
wasn't great
nothing
because of
too
Rogue's
crazy.
drop to the sniper,
Yeah.
right? And then Jay-Z's 3K. They got stalled like 2 minutes just off of those two. But like when they did finally get their marbles together on second, they made the push happen. Last is like the litmus test for Highlander teams to actually understand what you have to do to take a hard point. Because like you need to have space on all sides, you need to focus the right targets, and you need to get kills. And it took them like 4 minutes to do that, like you were saying. It just took a long time. They weren't able to do it in a reasonable amount of time, and it will cost them, right? Not out of the realm possibility they win, right? 10 minutes is still a holdable time, but based on what we've seen so far, it's going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah, it really just. I feel like rather than making up all of that time on one point, let's say having just a completely immaculate second hold or third hold, you know, I think you're just trying to think of this in if we can just hold them for an extra minute on first and an extra 2 minutes on second, you know, just slowly but surely draining out that time. But we'll see exactly how it goes down.
Strats like that, Exa has the cheese gun available, the one that's underneath designed to kill one poor cart pusher. It's going to be an offensive push into flank, as has become standard. Gun gets seen. That's not going to kill anyone. They know that trick. They've seen it enough times.
Catalyst it's immediate.
Gets lit up, has to jump back. Flank control now held by the side of fourth.
X is gonna try to start building it up, but it was in just a little bit of a precarious spot.
Catalyst 1 HP, he rolls out a blank chip shotting him from across the map. That's really bad for Froggy, because if you need to hold for 10 minutes, you have to have that banner available on a cycle. And now Catalyst isn't going to be able to build it at all.
Yeah, this is, I think you kind of need to pick here if you think, oh, well, there goes Sar, probably your best chance of getting a pick. So first ends up just kind of being a throwaway, not, I guess, totally surprising, just in the way we see a lot of payloads.
Big sticky trap. Killing DT is huge and blank, so no Uber targets at all going to be available. They're going to have to wait for them to spawn. So that buys them like 15 seconds to get their defense in order. That's going to be time to get the sentry gun up, at least the level 1 dispenser building, and everyone back up, Sar alive, scoping the angles. So here's where the round starts. We'll see what the Uber exchange that Fast Forward wants to do. They're stacking a lot of people outside of tunnel right now. Tunnel exchanges have become somewhat common, but now it's like DT wants to take it up. Besides, it's going to be a sack, actually. Exa gets stacked, and it's going to get sapped. Uber does get forced. They do force it all the way. They're going to try to save as many players as they can, but with Exa and Sar both dead, Sar on a 20-second spawn timer, this Uber is going to come out fast here from fourth.
Yeah, that's brutal, and you want to try to get, well, actually Blank is going to back out from the cart, so it's not going to matter. You got to keep everyone alive here as much as you can. You cannot bleed. Catalyst maybe in a tough spot, but he's going to get out just fine. And, well, the gun's going to start coming back up, but this Uber should ideally come out before that, especially with J-Easy calling.
DT is up, gets air blasted once. Another air blast from Pyrus, doing a great job denying, actually, but they just don't have anything to stay in with. No Uber, no banner. They do get J-Easy and Blank, though, so again, 97 in their favor. Pyrus running down some damage, helps get some kill onto DT, but Rogue is dead. Ether in over the top, gets that medic pick with his dying breath. They get all the kills on Froggy, but they lose Rogue, and that's going to cost them big. Though Toy, he's dead. Concentrate in the backline with that pea shooter, doubles up onto Melon and Toy off camera. That's just huge. All of a sudden, this is a reclaimable defense. Exa has a level 1 gun out here, so they need a bit more. Do they want to try to do it the back up? They do bleed out Exa, but Mujet's dead. A lot of players trying, but there's going to be the capture in favor of fourth, despite the best efforts of Froggy's remaining players.
Yeah, and X is still going to be continuing on that respawn. 5 more seconds before he can start building up a gun. And it looks like Fast Fourth want to try getting aggressive before they know he's got a chance to get something really going. So they have quite a few players forward, just trying to push in ahead of the cart. Because even if you could just harass Exa, just, you know, spam the gun a little bit so it's not easy to just get it up to a level 2, level 3. Mujet's going to go down, not a bad hit.
He gets the kill into Moist, and that's going to cause a trend to Catalyst as well. So key defensive classes are dropping on this flank angle. In the meantime, Mujet did lose an SVS, so he needs to get spawned up in the meantime. But both teams are an even Uber right now, so there's going to be a lot of reset time coming through. More kills in favor of Fast Forward. They're going to be able to take the flank control as Technomo going to go down for being too aggressive. So now they're going to be able to walk forward, try to get something at their high bomb. Reflected. Really good denial from Pyrus again.
Yeah, J-Easy, though, is now in the backline. Ether, Blank, Rebel, all down cart. Yeah, they've got to plant someone on, but they can't now. We'll see. DT might just be able to get forward, but the Uber comes out. Toy is
Yeah, they need
out
to get
of the
Toy, but
fight.
Toy's so far gone, they're not gonna be able to do it. I felt like that was a panic Uber. They saw they were losing players, the cart's so close, guys, we need to go. And they did go, but Toy was just nowhere to be found. And all of a sudden, full Uber advantage coming in favor of Fast Fourth here. They're just going to get out to cart. Melon, with the jump out, gets the capture all alone. So it just has to be a backup for Froggy. 6 minutes to hold on last. Possible, but again, still just really, really hard to do. They need to be perfect.
Yeah, especially 6 minutes, and you're sitting at an Uber disad too, which they should be aware of because Toy never died. Oh, and they go in right away, aggressive, but look, they still got time on the cart. They're still at least trying to push it forward a little bit as they get their players forward. Froggy, so many players down. Exa is up, so they've got a level 1, just kind of chilling in the back line, but look how aggressive Poseidon
The spawns
DT
are so long. Moist and Johnny are 10 more seconds. That's Demo Man and Heavy. They're just going to NGE Catalyst on Spire. Pseudo Spire can be able to get that kill. No banner, again, available for the defense. They're just stuck in Shutter. Remember what I said, if you want to take this point, get them stuck in their spawn gates. They can't even walk out. Saurus to go back to spawn.
This looks like steel whenever the doors, whenever the spawn doors start closing.
It's done. They can't get out of their spawn. It's going to be an Uber from Pyrus, a solo onto him. They're going to get the flash onto Catalyst, but it's just these 3 up on the cart, 4 total alive. They're going to get kited, though, and here comes the collapse. Blake in the back line eats a body shot. They're trying to get the kills. Rogue will go down to the shotgun, and finally it does get collapsed in on. That's going to be a very clean first round coming in for the side of Fast Fourth.
Yeah, about a 5-minute time, I think, because it was 10:18, and as it was ticking down, it was just at like 5:12 or something like that. So, it's tough because it felt like they never really got their footing. As soon as on second, as soon as that one disastrous moment comes out, they never found footing to, they never got a chance to rehold second. They never got a chance to get a good hold on third, and it just snowballs. And that's exactly what can happen. But it's also, it's not just like, okay, well, Froggy played poorly because of that. Fast Fourth had to do 2 things at once. They were pushing the cart forward, but they were also making sure they had players forward to continually harass the players that they couldn't get a solid defense on.
Hard to play defense when your sniper is top deathing the server, I will say. SAR 8 and 16 had to forget, to say the least. Felt like he was a walking respawn timer to spies, to enemy snipers, to whatever was going to jump on him, so he just wasn't able to help his team out that much. Shout out to J-Eazy with 18 kills on Spy on that Vigil half. Second in the server, only to his own demo man, DT. 20 and 7, 425 DPM. Topping the entire server, basically, and Fast Fourth, stats. They're just a well-oiled machine, way more than Froggieland is right now. It feels like in the places where Froggy are making catastrophic errors, right? Fast Fourth don't make any of them. So then it comes down to the teams playing out their games, but with heavy advantages just always in Fast Fourth's court.
Yeah, it's that snowball effect. You have an opportunity, I think, for something. Let's say you're Rogue is struggling to stay alive. Well, you can look at, well, maybe the Pyro and the Heavy aren't protecting him. Well, why aren't the Pyro and Heavy protecting him? Well, it's because the Demo Man is down, and you're constantly fighting this uphill battle where, obviously if you're the stronger team when it comes to just like pure fragging potential, you have an advantage there, but sometimes you can come out with as a more strategic team and still kind of find picks, find crucial moments. It doesn't seem like that's really happened here. Part of it is just because Fast Fourth are favored, both not only from they're a stronger team in the fragging department, but they're just a like you said, a well strategized team. I don't know, well prepared team, I guess is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and granted, this is Froggy's map pick, so we expect them to at least be competent in the strategy coming forward, and I wouldn't say that's not the case. It just feels like disasters happen to them frequently. Like, their second push got delayed at least 2, if not 3 minutes, just by random crap happening to them in the backlines. Rogue getting sniped in tunnel early on, drops the Uber. J-Eazy getting a weird post-sack 3k on the entire combo. It's big plays coming out from key classes on Fast Fourth, but these are things that would not be happening to the Team Funds of the world. It just feels like Froggy are just playing at a lower caliber right now than it's needed to beat what is our perceived second best team overall for the season. And you don't want to blame any one person. Everyone's making mistakes across the board. Their strategy also like could use improvement, but it just feels like it's really hard for them to get going here. And again, they have one more chance. Otherwise, it's loser's bracket for them.
Yeah, and you know they're gonna get a chance to start out on defense, which I don't know. Maybe that feels a little bit better if you're Froggy. Maybe you feel more confident starting on defense, kind of making the other team set the time, because you know if let's say they can hold for 7 minutes, and they know that they can come out and just kind of like force the issue and say, okay, we've got 7 minutes to play with. We can't wait for this Uber. We've got to just push in now. And maybe that freedom just gives them a little extra confidence to come out and make the pick, because you have no other option, because you have to just keep going. So maybe starting on defense is going to be the way to do it. But if they want to find their way into winning this match, it has to be the complete reverse sweep. They've got to win 2 straight rounds on this map and then find their way through Fruit, sorry.
I can't believe that right now on the cast there are 2 filthy animals on the screen, and I'm not talking about the ones in the bottom right corner.
I don't know. I'm a little bit of a filthy animal, but yeah, I was actually floating around the map trying to find out exactly where that rat was.
Don't forget to point that pointer at us, Dolphin.
I gotta find where this rat is. We need to get that rat on a design.
I feel like
we
I've
got the
scrolled
frog.
To it every time we play, but I never remember where it is. I feel like it's somewhere on second, but under the first defense spawn, Dolphin says. Yeah, I remember that place now.
Oh, there we go.
That is where the rat is.
Ratatouille. Oh yeah, well actually, there you go. Right on the stove. So maybe it is Ratatouille. I don't remember.
He's cooking. we need to see Froggy cook something up if they want to have hope. I'm gonna be honest, like I didn't expect them to win this match. If I were to give predictions at the start, it would have just been 2-0. I mentioned, when I came into Mumble, like this is gonna be a quick one. I just feel like it's the case because Fast Forward they're just a higher quality team, and it feels hard. It feels like mean to say, kind of in a way where it's like, oh, Froggy didn't have a chance in this match. I don't think that's the case, right? Like we saw in Product, there were a couple rounds they were in for sure. They were in 2 of those rounds to win them. It's just things happened that were disastrous and they did not win those rounds. That's just what happens to a team when they're not up to par with the top 1 or 2 teams of the league, where they have a solid fundamentals on how to play the game. They have players who can execute well enough to win against every mid-table team and below. It's just when it comes to playing the best of the best, you'll just see misplays that will not happen against teams below it. And for Froggy, like, you just have to figure out a way around it, right? Like, you need to be able to make things work if you want any hope in this match. And again, one more chance. They're clearly taking the time to talk about it because we're still here.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's interesting to think about, just from, obviously comparing something like, TF2 for like Highlander, right? It's not like we have these massive, or we don't have a FaZe Clan Highlander team or anything like that, because I guess the point I'm trying to make is it feels like Froggy are like 1 or 2 pieces away, right? Like if they brought in a couple of players that were a little bit stronger. I'm not going to call out any specific players, any specific classes, because I'm not trying to put anyone on blast. But like it feels like they're just a little bit away from then being able to compete to overtake a team like Fast Fourth. But obviously that's not always the way it goes in something like Highlander, because you're not like, oh yeah, let's just pay the buyout for Banny, let's get him on our Highlander team, let's see if we can buy out one of the other top dogs and just bring them into our roster. So for a team like Froggy, if you're just 1 or 2 pieces away, I don't know if that's just like over the off season you're going back to the drawing board and saying like, is there a player that we can, I feel like we're constantly finding. I did not know of Mujet before I was casting this season. Where do some of these players come from? Well, there's talent out there, and maybe for Froggy, I feel like I'm already talking about next season. I got to stop rambling, but I don't know.
The rambling is because that downtime, that halftime break took like 5 or more minutes. But either way, we're going to be back into the map here. So one last chance for Froggy to keep this one going. If not, it is the lower bracket. It is a clean sweep in favor of Fast Fourth that they're looking to get on that score sheet. Starting out on offense here, time estimates are available in chat. Remember, they did push the previous one in less than 6 minutes, so that's an average of 6:17. Yeah, that sounds about right to me.
Yeah, I think too. Maybe the longer halftime, just a chance for Froggy to talk about it. I really hope their defense is going to be a little stronger. And again, if it wasn't for that moment on second, they probably could have had a stronger defense just throughout the rest of the map. So definitely an opportunity here if you tighten just 1 or 2 things up to set a solid defense and maybe take this around.
I've never seen this before. They put offensive crit stickies on the shutter. Dolphin, get a camera on these. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. They have offensive crit stickies on the shutter opposite of the defensive ones. I've never seen a team do that. Why?
I don't know. Maybe DT's going in for the bomb of a lifetime.
We see your crit sticks and raise more crit sticks.
Going in for the bomb of a lifetime with them. Just gonna skybox. But all right, well, the door's open. Nothing happens with either set of crit stickies. And I do like the fact that Exa just has a regular gun, not going for the cheese strat this time, because it did not work out very well. But a tough position for Moist to be in, just runs into the entire combo of Fast Fourth, and he goes down.
Catalyst is burning out. He needs to get some heals, and he will survive for now, keeping that banner charging. Melon gonna light him up on fire. Lights up the Devil Man as well, and Johnny just gets ran down on the flank. Losing your Devil Man early, it's not the biggest deal, but you gotta back up until he's up, because otherwise you're not gonna be able to spam out this flank. So this is gonna be a win on flank here for the side of Fast Fourth. Trying to chase down Sar as well. Sar trying to escape in the backline. Jay-Z will get picked out. Narrowly misses his chance at a drop, but no harm, no foul for the side of Froggies. They're gonna get out.
Oh, I thought Rogue was gonna crater. He flew up in the air, maybe had about 20 HP, and landed. I think actually ended up landing with about 15 HP. So very precarious spot.
Blasted into the pack and lives. Melon dies for it. That is so close. Such close margins. Otherwise he goes down. But yeah, Exa gonna be building up that sentry gun. He puts it on the rock. That's like an Exa spot in my mind. I always see him put it on this rock because it's hard to sap, right? Well, it covers less of the hill, but it is harder to sack. So they're expecting a sack because they got sacked on last round.
It might not matter because Jay-Z just seems to get pick after pick anyway, so might even find his way into backstab.
Come on, guys! Rogue's just standing inside. Told you, he just walks up the shot undisguised. Like, hello? What are you checking? Okay, Toy pops. They're gonna run up the hill. They do drop Poseidon, so they're going to need some more kills here if you are Fast Fourth, but they have full control of the hill. This one's probably over. The sentry gun for Exa is doing work when it's this far back, but D-Team only needs like 2 more stickies to take care of it. 1, launches another, 2, it's dead. Okay, 3, it's dead, shotgun, and yeah, that's second. Goodbye.
Oh man, just how does this happen? I mean, obviously the benefit of being able to see everything at an eagle eye, but they were aware that Jay-Z was behind. Technomo ran into him, and it was like 30 seconds before that pick came in, but the spy is around. I don't know how.
Sack's coming in, Toy taking the half. They are trying to get some recontests going. Level 1 wrangle, Johnny walking up here. Technomo tries to jump in, can't quite get a kill though. Mujet will get taken out instead. Johnny now getting put back in there. Is Uber Force at least coming out for the side of Froggy. They will get that Uber, but Rogue, he's too far forward. They do get killed by DT on the back tap. I like the idea, right? Don't give it to them for free. Fight for it, make them pop the Uber, but you have to be ready to get your medic out of dodge. Either the medic has to be further back, the pyro has to be ready to air blast, something, anything to keep your medic alive in a situation where you're just getting snowballed on.
Yeah, and this is really where that snowball just continues, because they are trying to put up the best defense that they can, Froggy are, but there are enough players forward. Just one pick will probably do it. Exa really has no chance, I think, to build up a gun. There it goes immediately before it even has a chance to become a little baby level 1. Card is continuing being pushed ×3. They're going to likely get it up the hill in just a second. And then we're looking at a last defense for the next however long.
DT does get shotgun down by Technomo on that cart, so no Demo Man available for the offense. Toy does pop his Uber. It's a solo, and remember, it's a duo onto Melon and Blank. In order to run forward with the WM1, he gets some damage. They kill Exa, so no Sentry Gun going to be available for any recontest. They're stacked onto the cart, but there's Constream in the back, stabs Poseidon. Technomo on a 5k, taking down Rebel. They are going to lose Rogue in the meantime, but at least they hold for now. Mujat taken down in the SVS. Toy is out of dodge. Charging Uber a bit slow, needs to link up with some more players, but it will be about, what, 35% Uber advantage for Toy coming in. Not totally like a free Uber push coming in once, you know, if Rogue can start charging the second he spawns, but either way, they won't be mad about that med pick, but at least it was a recontest.
Yeah, Exa starting to build that gun back up, but Jay Yeezy is keeping an eye on things, so might go in for the staff attack himself. Oh wow, yeah, Catalyst Moist, and I mean, it's probably going down as one thing, but you just lost your heavy and your soldier, and those are two of your best defensive classes right now for this point. So they do a good job reclaiming a little bit of time on third. What could have been complete disaster ends up being, you know, only just kind of bad, but now they have to have a really good last
forward into the spawn gates. They do get denied well enough. You know, Sar, he's just a casualty. He gets ran down, as is Pyrus. Pyro denying, you know, paying with his life. Technomo gonna get bled out by the toys from Blank, so that's a pretty funny one. It will be walkouts again, though, for the side of Froggy. They have enough, you know, big damage classes to keep going. Jay-Z whipped down on the side, too far forward, gets flash, will lose his life for it. Uber, it doesn't get the med, so, you know, you're not too bent out of shape about it for Froggy. They will be able to rebuild a level 2 Sentry Gun, at least for now, and try to contest here. But again, no mistake gameplay has to come out here. There's at the pops Rogue up, takes him low, but Rogue will get safely to that respawn cabinet.
Yeah, so they really do have a chance to finally get a decent last hole. Last time they really had no opportunity, because we saw the same thing come out, except it just completely went in Fast Force favor. But now Froggy, level 3.
Wait, Johnny's alone. You can't let him die here. He's gonna bleed. He barely gets saved, and now he's dead. Oh no, you can't bleed your Demo Man like that, because now Toy gonna be able to get this Uber charge up. Johnny has 10 more seconds. No spam gonna be able to deny this offense as they look for a pick over the side, and they're just gonna Uber straight away. No, they don't have any Johnny, so Sentry Gun and the banner comes out perfect time for Callus to deny this.
Yeah, not too bad. They do lose their heavy, but Construed getting a couple cracks.
Is taunting Technomo. He's very clearly burning out to a flare, but he will taunt for that kill.
Why not? Oh man, Pyrus goes down. You lose your Pyre, you lose your Demo. Your Heavy still got a couple seconds on the respawn.
How did this happen? They were stabilized. Sapper gonna go into the gun. Jay-Z loses life for it, but he'll take that trade. Sar is back up, as is Exa with the revenge crits dominating Ether now, but it is a race to get that cart up the hill right now. Rebel will go down for it. Melon with the air blast gonna deny some space. They're trying to get onto it, but Melon just keeps right-clicking. She will go down to a sniper, but Blake is here. Not anymore. Constricted with that drop stab. Shotguns down DT with that pistol and the help of Moist. That one's on the wire, but they do at least get the defense down. That's crucial, actually. Because they hold that, they're able to keep going in this round. If not, their time is gonna be awful.
Yeah, and now you gotta sit your heavy on the cart, or you gotta make sure that at all times there's someone 15 seconds before the starts moving backwards. So there's still a lot of time, and Fast Forth just need to make sure they get a body on it at some point. A huge push coming out over on the flank side. A lot of players down now for Froggy.
Stab and sap on Sar and the Sentry Gun, though, so that Sentry gonna go down. Now they're stacking cart. Pyrus doing his best to be the last bastion, but they're just wiped. It's over. That's going to be a 7-12. Honestly, better than I was expecting for Froggy. That's a doable time to push.
That you know, that is a doable time. I think in a vacuum. I think based on what we've seen, I think that might be might be the
they're actually going to do it. You know, that's neither here nor there. But 7-10, like, that's respectable, right? 7-12 is respectable.
Absolutely, and based on how things looked on second after Rogue got backstabbed by Jay, and then, you know, they had a little flirted with the ability to maybe stave them off a little bit longer. And then Rogue ends up going down again after that Uber from Toy where DT kind of jumped in. You know, it really did look over from there, but a salvaged third hold and a really solid, really solid, but I don't know, decent last hold brings it to 7-12. Like I said, respectable. Still, you know, very, very big uphill battle for Froggy.
Now Rebel's putting the cheese gun down.
Oh no!
Maybe this will get a kill.
I was gonna say, I feel like there's just this little piece of me that's like, for some reason, Rogue's gonna jump down that way first.
There's no way. If that happens, I will eat a hat on stream. Like, there's no way.
If that happens, just
If that happens, we end the cast on.
Yeah,
we end the cast on the spot.
Done.
Catalyst gets popped by some stickies. He's very low. Gonna need to get back into spawn. We'll manage to make that cabinet and save the KDA. Gun is spawning to get SAR. Let's go.
Gets one. A couple players tagged low, and you know the Rescue Ranger pulls out the gun too, so Rebel's gonna keep it up. And so that's exactly how you want that to roll. A couple picks in the favor of
Scout 1v1. Blank versus Technomo and Blank in a win. Blank's on a 4K. He's killed everyone this round so far.
Oh my god, that's clean. Yeah, a few members from Froggy were down, but obviously they got fast respawn, and they're right there. The sentry gun is, you know, just chilling. Nope. Okay. Sorry. Rebel's gonna back it up just a little bit. Mujet getting the pick onto SAR. This just feels like they needed a better
pick
start.
and a sap here. He will get the sap onto the gun, and the gun goes down, so that's going to have to be a full rebuild coming through from Rebel. Technomo going to try and chase down Blank here. Blank will get out of dodge for now, as defense looking to back up. No one's popped any Uber yet. Johnny, the only one dead right now, and they're going to catch Jay-Z out. That's actually a pretty good pick to get. No spy going to be able to call your movements and, you know, who's going where, so they will be able to get their medic up, get Johnny up, and look to make a push here. 6 minutes on the clock. It's still very doable, but, you know, you have 1 or 2 shots at second. After that, it gets desperate.
Yeah, I really would like to see them, just because I know it's not going to be perfect through third and last. I really do think second here. Rebel not yet at level 3, should be up to level 3 in just a second.
Tunnel, looking for any pick, any entry. Sap gonna go down onto the gun. They are gonna get it. They're gonna kill Rebel as well. Melon gonna get a pipe over the top, and Mujet's dead. 3 dropped in the meantime for both teams as Ubers are popped out, but Rogue, he's dead. Can't quite get out of the tunnel in time, and Blank just on a 7K, make it an 8K, just destroying everybody, running them down, hitting every shot. Blank is here to play.
Yeah, it didn't start off too bad, but Toy's Uber just lasting a little bit longer than Froggy's, and then Blank, like you said, just cleaning up, just looking like he did back on product. So that confidence, that ability for the defensive scout to come out and just put a ton of damage. So I don't know, it's back to the drawing board. Like you said, you maybe got 2 chances for this. This is the second chance.
Blank gets killed moving a sentry gun. He just gets crit by Catalyst out of the sky, and Poseidon's gonna drop as well. That's just 5 dead. Make it 6. All of a sudden, everybody's dead. Fast forward just spontaneously combust, and second is capped up now.
They're gonna cap this point. Toy is alive, but no chance to heal, so Rogue's gonna even of those Ubers, and they're forward. They're all the way up by the spawn point now.
Technomo, the shutter closed on him now. And Ether dies too, so he doesn't get any chance to charge a banner. This may be a successful 3rd snowball. Mujet, though, he has something to say about it, but Toy's dead! SAR gets him in the spawn shutter!
This is really doable. I mean, great job. Johnny's also trying to stick it down, but now
if he has sticks on it, they can't walk out. But his sticks get dead. They're gonna have to pop Uber. Likely gonna kill DT for free here if, you know, one more projectile lands. Come on, Johnny.
No,
Johnny.
They don't even get the gun.
Johnny's
he
gets
gonna go
DT.
down.
We'll lose his life for it, but at least he kills it in the demo. But now the defense is out. They're gonna be able to recontest. Soldier jumping in over the top, gets a dispenser, gets Rogue. Ether with a great strafe around to just hit the rockets and get the medic kill. That's insane that it goes down that way.
Oh boy, and you know this is back to like where you would expect now a regular third push to be, because Froggy's got to sit there and rebuild. Toy is sitting at an Uber ad. Rebel's got a level 2 gun, and so they did have the players forward, and they just didn't have enough, and the cart wasn't moving fast enough. I mean, they did have times too. It's only so fast that you can make the cart move, but. This is back to the drawing board now for Froggy's. 3:15 to get these last 2 points.
They're stacking heavy onto flank here. Rotations are in to help, including heals right now. They are in kind of no man's land, though. They get collapsed on by Moisture, but Moist shredded down by Poseidon, keeping that area safe. Poseidon will get sniped, but Uber popped out from the defense here, looking to see if they can catch Rogue out. Rogue on 35 HP. There's a spy on him. Rogue gets taken down by DT once again. That sticky bomb coming in clutch, and just too far forward again. Froggy, they know they're at Uber's side, but they just play wide like they're not going to get popped into. But fast forward, they're the caliber of team that will push you on defense. They will get aggressive onto you if they know they have advantages, and again, just punished.
Yeah, not to make it sound grim, but with 2.5 minutes left, we're not at the point where, it's not doable, but with the Uber ad in the favor of Fast Forth, with the solid defense, the gun,
No one's
he's
gonna follow up
live.
on the sap, and the gun saved by Rebel for now. Gonna rest Ranger back up to healthy. Pyrus, Moist, Johnny all gonna drop. They're just bleeding into the flank now over and over. Rogue gonna try to charge this Uber, but they're just getting walked at on the flank. DT and Ether combined for a kill onto Star. They will finally get the kill onto Ether and stop his reign of terror, but it's might be too little too late. 2 minutes, and they can't get anything done. Mujette just standing in main, railing off headshots.
Yeah, this is an ironclad defense at this point. I mean, over on the right side, just continuing to harass, make sure that Froggy can't get out that way. Like I said, Mujette just kind of staring down. The cart is continuing to roll backwards. So Catalyst is gonna touch it just to stop it from moving. J-Easy?
Yeah, he's gonna die for it too.
Yeah. Oh boy, well, with a minute and a half left
here. They're trying to walk through brackets. They get the Sentry and they get Rebel at least, so that's something. But they're down 5. They just bled on flank. Blank on a 6K. I've said that at least 5 times tonight. It's demolishing players once again. He's going to dance around, help kill Technomo at the end. They're just going to burn down all the opposition standing on that cart. And that Uber, it gets the Sentry, but not much else. Froggy just can't find anything in.
Yeah, and I think that may basically be it. I think it's maybe possible to cap if you had you know, full cap time going, but I don't think that's really going to be likely. So I mean, Froggy are just going to commit everybody they have
here.
Yeah, this is going to be stat padding time for Fast Fourth.
Mujette 8K, 9K. Can you make it to 10K? Quick scope, Mujette, do something cool. Blank on a 7K. They're just not dying on defense here.
Yeah, this is I don't know. This is the time. Get your Twitch clip. Oh, there's
10K. Let's go.
10K.
Then gets the Dom on Star as well. Free Uber. All right, 30 seconds left. This one's over, folks. There's no chance that they can get that cart to the end in 30 seconds. It's a 2-0 in favor of Fast Fourth. Perfect clean sheet. Didn't drop a single round. Dominating performance. I'd say it's exactly what they needed going into a match against Team Fun next week.
Yeah, this is you know, congratulations to Fast Fourth. You know, it was competitive, and the fact that it's gonna go down as a 4-0 and a 2-0, yeah, you know, when you just look at the score line, it really does look bad, and it's not that, you know, it's not that Fast Fourth weren't dominant. It's just, you know, Froggy did have something to say, and you just got to think it's one of those things that's it's tough when you're just like, man, if this had just gone our way, we would have had this round. If that had gone our way, we would have had this round. But you know, close doesn't count, and instead the only thing that matters is the 2-0. And congratulations to Fast Fourth.
Yeah, something horseshoes, hand grenades, but it will be that 2-0 like you said. And Fast Fourth, like most people who knew these two teams probably expected a Fast Fourth win. Yes, there were 2 rounds on product that they could have dropped if things, you know, went a bit worse for them, a bit better for Froggy. But I think it's very telling how good they were on Vigil, which is a map that Froggy thought was their best chance. They thought that, you know, we're better on payload than we are on Koth. If there's a weakness this team has, it probably is Vigil. They got proven dead wrong, right? Like Vigil, very clearly strong map for Fast Fourth here. Macro's good, strategies are good, the gameplay solid, everyone knows their roles. And I think that's, at the very least, a showcase of power for Fast Fourth going into the next round, because I'm curious about what pick ban is going to be against Team Fun. I have no idea what like maps they're going to prefer in relation to each other. I know they both like Koth, but the question is Fast Fourth going to want to pick Koth if they get the choice? Because if not, like Vigil might be a good choice here.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout. I'm trying to remember. Let's see. They played on Eruption, right? Team Fun and Fast Fourth. We casted that one.
I didn't cast that one. I was sick, but I think that definitely was the map because I talked about Melon at AX. So yeah, that's where they played. Not sure if Eruption's gonna happen again. Might get banned. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know exactly where you want to take that. I maybe we see something like Steel. It's not a Koth map. I mean, stopwatch. It's not technically payload, but I guess kind of files a little bit under the under that umbrella. Because of just like the stopwatch nature of it. I don't know if exactly how I want to take it, because for Fast Fourth, victory next week starts with the pick ban. You know, it can't. I don't think you can necessarily walk in and be like, yeah, we have the opportunity to beat Team Fun regardless of the maps. It starts with that pick ban.
Yeah, I'm saying a quick look at the logs. Blank is 29 and 7, 520 DPM on payload scout.
That's That's something. I mean, that's not even just garbage time, because there's only so much damage you can do in those last like 60, 90 to 60 seconds of that of the round. That is just dirty. 518. And I think that's
Blank making a case for himself as the best scout in Highlander right now. Total logs on the screen, 83 and 21. Jesus, those are some like vintage Enigma versus like bottom half platinum stat lines.
Yeah, no one else cracked 60. I mean, DT with 59 was the closest. Technomo at 55 for Froggieland, highest on that team. But Blank with 83. I mean, that's just disgusting. And 463 DPM overall. I mean, obviously your demo tops that, but that is way closer than you would expect, especially with 2 offensive payload halves to factor into that.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at the other, the points that we brought up. The award for least fun had in one night goes to Rogue. 37 deaths, more than twice as much as Toy. He just was not allowed to play the game, right? Product was a nightmare. Literally first half average a death a minute type thing. Some of them are his fault, some of them aren't. Some of them are just like, there's nothing. Like, playing medic here sucks. But either way, definitely could have played better. Team could have played better. Everyone probably could have played better. That's why they lost, right? But, that aside, again, it really just Fast Fourth is a higher caliber of team, is what it appears to be here tonight.
Yeah, it's playing medic is a thankless job, and it's even worse when your team is falling apart, especially Rogue. I think we said it's such a good guy, and he really is a solid medic. This is no reflection on just like one person's talent, or it's not just the Pyro's fault, it's not just the heavies, it's a whole team affair, like you said. It's not a fun way to spend a couple hours. Just you're helpless. I mean, he got the 1 kill,
That's
which
true.
I think was back on product. So there's something. He got to play the video game for a little bit.
Yeah, that's a consolation. I got to play TF2 for a whole 5 minutes tonight. But yeah, that's gonna about do it for us tonight. I don't dwell on the logs too much. Again, Fast Fourth going on to that upper bracket finals match against, I'm pretty sure it's Team Fun. I've not seen the official results, but if it's not Team Fun, I need a shoe. Yeah, just got confirmation from Dolphin. Team Fun won in 38 minutes. So yeah, gonna be Fast Fourth versus Team Fun for that grand finals spot. In the lower bracket, Froggieland versus Blinky going to be playing, to avoid that last place in playoffs, that 4th place where you don't get any prize money or any medals. So that's going to be an important match as well. So going to next week, we'll be seeing how that one goes. Bracket is up on your screen if you want to see it. Not updated quite yet, but you know the results here tonight. So either way, that's going to about wrap us up here. One more time, though, shout out to the new RGL merch. Check it out on the RGL shop or exclamation point merch in the chat. We have all new designs coming in this season. All the proceeds go towards helping the Team Fortress 2 RGL community run. It goes to helping the in-house graphics team, goes to paying us on the production desk, and all the admins who help run the league. So check out these designs. We have a lot of new cool designs. The snake one, very cute. Very love. You mentioned you love the crab one as well. The map design ones are pretty sick. So again, check out these merch designs. They are going to be here for quite a bit, but this is the first week. So you want to rep some fresh merch, again, check out that shop.
Yeah, think about it. If you buy the merch now, every time we do the plug, you can tune us out for the rest of the
exactly. You don't have to listen to me ramble about an ad read.
Exactly. So if you buy it now, this is your time to jump in, and now like, okay, like I've done my due diligence, and I can kind of move on for this. No, but they are really awesome designs. There are stickers available too. I really like the look of those stickers too. The snake water one and the Badlands Spire. I mean, you're talking about something really classic there. So some awesome designs. Shop.rgl.gg. The links pop into chat. And support the league and get yourself something nice in the process.
Yep, and that's gonna do it for us tonight. Unless you have any last minute shout outs you want to give, Vox.
I just always like to give a shout out to the teams for putting on an awesome show for us, and I'm sure you were about to say this too, but I'll give my own separate shout out to Dolphin, who's doing such great work behind the scenes.
Yep, big hearts in the chat for Dolphin. And that's going to do it for us this week. Join us next Monday for some more Highlander action. The upper bracket finals between Fast Fourth and Team Fun. Going to be seeing who gets into that grand final, who guarantees a top 2 spot, and a guaranteed at least bracket reset second chance in that trophy bout. So going to be a big match next week. You won't want to miss it. Until then, though, I've been Zagron, joined by Vox Day and Dolphin behind the camera. As always, thank you and good night.